Hey, welcome back to another episode of John's Cryptotherapy. So let's go back in towards our last session what we talked about here. We talked about a liquidation and then we wanted to see price go towards the upside. I did mention to you guys there's too much buying going on and that is not a good sign for us to actually buy the price. It's contradicting to see a lot of buyers and the price to follow. The black herd or the black sheep effect really does matter in trading. We do not want to follow what everyone else is doing. We want to see a lot of sellers fail so then we can see buyers come into the market. Then we want to buy towards the upside. For this case scenario, we had too much buyers around the levels of 0.0002838. Once we had that much buyers, then the price took everyone out. And a lot of people have been messaging me saying, hey, John, why are we not buying? Why are we always waiting for liquidation? This is why. This is exactly why we wait for liquidation. If we don't wait for liquidation and then see a green candle, it's not giving us confirmation and wants to go towards upside. But I'm happy that we finally got this because this is what we needed to see before we start to push towards upside. And why is this starting to be one of the best buys you can get in Ecomi? Let me explain to you guys. What I'm looking for is how it's respecting the previous structures. You could see here, guys, we do have our trend line that has been touched 3 times at massive key levels. And then you see where the trend line is located. It is located at the POC where the highest volume is actually located on the chart. That is giving us indication that this is going to be one of our prime examples of a key level of support. We have the POC, we have the trend line, so this is going to be a great bounce towards the upside. So what I'm looking for is how price is going to react in this phase. There's 3 phases that I look for, and this is the phases that I teach in my course. The first phase is how aggressive are we coming towards a key level? That's going to be phase 1. Phase 2 is, are we seeing the same progression towards the downside with the same velocity of strength towards the sellers, but are they failing to move? That is going to be my absorption. Then we look for my continuation candle. Continuation candle is going to be a green strong candle that's going to rip apart the sellers and take away the previous swings. And that alone will indicate to me a small pullback, then a move towards the upside. And that move is what's going to actually create the big move that we're looking for. So once again, guys, the 3 phases, the velocity of how fast it is coming towards the zone, how it's being absorbed with a lot of sellers, not buyers, sellers. And phase 3 is going to be where the buyers come into the market to push the price back towards the upside. Why is this going to be very important? Well, let's take a look at all of the factors here, guys. The first thing I want you to notice here is look at the RSI divergence right here. You can notice here that we are seeing a lot of volume. And once we look at this, we see a lot of volume towards the downside. But once I'm comparing that towards price and towards the charts itself, we're failing to even reach below that structure. So that means there's some kind of absorption happening in the market. That is showing me absorption. Also, we can see absorption with exhaustion because exhaustions can be at the bottom of the tip of the candle. You could see here, guys, that we are seeing low volume, but the candles are pretty big. So what is that showing me? A lot of manipulation. So someone is manipulating the markets or putting sell limits to push the price towards the downside. And this is causing the reaction of sellers to come back into the market. Why am I saying it's limit orders? Because when I go into the delta ladder, you see clearly it is a lot of buyers. So what does that tell us? Buyers are trying to buy up the market, but limit orders, you can see here, guys, these are buying numbers, right? 115, 46, 163, huge amount of buyers. But with the buyers, why is price not going up? So a huge amount of sell limit orders are being placed, and I know there is going to be a high probability they're going to start to buy up the market around 0.0002090 level, okay? And what I'm going to be looking for here is the 3 phases that I just mentioned to you guys a little bit earlier. So if you guys want to go back, watch what I'm showing you there. You want to see aggression, you want to see absorption, then you want to see a continuation of a green candle at a key level. We see PLC, we see a trend line. This might be one of the best buys we could get, and this is going to be a great sign. The other thing I want you guys to notice here is that we are starting to see sellers coming in, and that's what we want to see. And this is really good because we see buyers at the top, sellers inside the candle coming in with strength. And what does this show me? They're available, they're coming towards a key level, and that's going to be phase 1. So what I want to see is the reaction here. Once I see that key reaction, guys, I think it's going to be one of the best buys that we are going to get, especially for Ecomi and the Omi token. And because of that, this is going to be one of the best buys in the charts, and I truly do believe that. And even with the Fibonacci Fibonacci retracements, you could see for yourself 88 and a good rough estimate that we are going to see a key reversal. This is going to be a great opportunity because we had liquidation of all these buyers. These buyers are taken out. Sell limits have been pushing the price down, even though we have key buyers. All the new traders, all the new investors are getting taken out. And we as great traders are going to understand this is going to be the pocket to buy. So this is going to be one of those videos to realize that this is an opportunity of a lifetime. So get ready, guys. I do believe Omi has a great chance and a potential to pump from this area, but you must wait for the 3 phases. And that is going to be the most important thing, because without entry, you're always going to be in the wrong. Other than that, guys, remember, it's not financial advice. It's just my advice and what I teach and what I provide towards my students. And if you want to be a part of this course or anything that I'm doing, please make sure to email me. I'm more than welcome to give you guys advice. Other than that, thank you so much. Take it easy, and John out. Peace.